The thing about Fenster is he was always moving. I remember when he was a little kid, the first time he got on a tricycle, he took off like a shot. His little legs just going like that. He loved to move. He was always in motion. Action, action, action. You couldn't hold that boy down.
Fenster was not what we would call a attentive student, nor did he seem particularly talented. At moments when I would turn my back and be writing at the chalkboard, I could hear Fenster rise from his seat and do that thing that he used to do.
Fenster was a troubled boy. I mean, in some ways, very troubled, and I think that's why we see what we see in him. Sometimes he would get into trouble in the cafeteria, something around Jell-O. That was my understanding. Oftentimes, it was Jell-O that brought him to me.
Fenster provided a very interesting case for study because he was unlike anything we had come across.
I live alone. People don't really like me. I don't smell very good. But whenever I was feeling blue or bad about myself, I could look through my window and into Fenster's house and see him dancing around like an idiot. And I realized things could be worse.
Well, they say you first feel your baby around 4 months. It felt like somebody was inside of me and was boxing the inside of my stomach.
I thought he had some sort of hiccuping disorder.
It was like he was gonna explode all the time, and you either had to have lots of little explosions or you were gonna have a great big explosion, and we didn't know what that might look like, so we just went along with the little explosions.
There was the spring recital. He was playing a piece of Beethoven's Für Elise. And I thought, well, we're going to be fine. His Aunt Matilda was sitting in the front row, and she had the most annoying habit with her dentures. She would click them. It was as though I had a sixth sense, and I saw it coming. After about the fifth or sixth by Matilda, Fenster was on his feet. And then finally, he couldn't even touch the keyboard because the feet were with the hipping and the hopping and the dancing all around. It was one of the worst moments that I was forced to endure in my professional career as a teacher. I had to take an extensive sabbatical after that, and the whole time I thought about Fenster and what I would do if I ever saw him again.
I would make him write 100 times, "I will not dance, I will not dance." None of this had any impact on the young man. I could only assume he was either remarkably stubborn or remarkably stupid.
Then finally it was a doctor over in Fremont who looked at him and told us what he had, and well, the prognosis, wasn't really that good.
I think that what he actually had was a relatively rare, but certainly occasionally known, syndrome called chorea gravidarum.
He was a very normal young man, very respectful, and it was almost as if his condition was part of who he really was.
It's hard when you're a parent and you have a kid who has a condition like that.
You have to learn to live with it and deal with it.
So we had to act on our own. We had to make up our own minds what we were going to do, and we restrained him. We held him down. He didn't like it, but we thought it was for his own good.
We thought we were helping him. We weren't trying to kill him. We thought we were helping him, for God's sakes.
Clearly, if he hadn't been held down, he probably would have done better, but you couldn't say that being held down killed him.
If they would have given him the support he needed, I don't think he would have, died.
I know that he'll never be performing again because of the incident between him and his parents, or beneath his, I'm not sure the correct preposition, but there was an arrangement that did not allow him to continue living, and I don't blame them. They can only be expected to put up with so much of the dancing.
The world is better off without Fenster. He was a disruption. And I am not losing any sleep over the loss of Mr. Fenster.